Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the world of coins, collectibles, and they're the 1980 Jefferson Nickel, inscribed with values such as liberty, eagle-eye, fraternity, in God we trust, e pluribus unum, and minted in the United States of America, reflects both a numismatic and symbolic heritage. This 5-cent coin, commonly referred to as the Jefferson Nickel, features the dignified profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. On the obverse front, Jefferson's left-facing portrait is accompanied by the inscriptions "In God We Trust" on the left, "Liberty" on the right, followed by the year 1980, and the D Mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. His strong gaze and defined features symbolize wisdom, democracy, and the intellectual legacy of the Enlightenment era. The reverse side of the coin portrays Monticello, Jefferson's neoclassical plantation home in Virginia, with intricate architectural detail. Above the dome sits the motto "E pluribus unum," meaning out of many, one, a declaration of unity across the American states. Below Monticello are the inscriptions Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America, though the words liberty, eagle-eye, fraternity, and republic are not officially part of the U.S. Mint's design. They metaphorically resonate with Jefferson's ideals and echo the global aspirations of Republican democracy, which were also espoused during the French Enlightenment. The term "legre fool," often seen in artistic discussions, likely refers to a fictional or stylized attribution, possibly a user-inserted symbol representing liberty. In terms of composition, the 1980 Jefferson Nickel is made from a cupronickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel, and weighs 5 grams. It has a smooth edge and a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. In circulation, these coins are typically common, with hundreds of millions minted, making them accessible, but not inherently rare. However, pristine uncirculated examples MS-65 or higher, and era varieties like off-center strikes, double dies, or full steps on Monticello can command greater interest among collectors. This coin serves as a tangible link to the nation's founding principles, embodying Jefferson's vision of liberty and the enduring values of unity and trust. It is both a monetary instrument and a miniature monument of America's philosophical and political roots, preserved in metal. The next up top to the 1994 Jefferson Nickel is a 5-cent coin produced by the United States Mint, bearing deep symbolic and historical value. The coin's obverse front and reverse back reflect the legacy of American founding ideals while also incorporating a unique blend of modern design elements. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, it bears the P Mint mark. The inscriptions found on this coin include "Liberty," "In God We Trust," "E pluribus unum," and "United States of America." Interestingly, you've noted the phrase "liberté," "eagle-eye," "fraternity," and the name "legre fool," which are rooted in French symbolism and design language. These are not typically present on the U.S. nickel, so they may reflect a broader thematic interpretation or fusion of symbols. In your description, adding a layer of cross-cultural richness, the obverse side of the 1994 Jefferson Nickel features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. Designed by German-American sculptor Felix Schlag, this portrait has adorned the nickel since 1938. The word "liberty" in Jefferson's handwriting, along with the year 1994 and the mint mark P, are inscribed to the right. Above Jefferson's head appears the national motto "In God We Trust," reflecting America's spiritual foundation and cultural identity. The reverse side of the coin showcases Jefferson's beloved estate, Monticello, which is an iconic example of neoclassical architecture in the United States. Directly above the dome is the Latin phrase "E pluribus unum," meaning out of many, one, emphasizing the unity of the diverse states and peoples of the nation. Below Monticello are the inscriptions 5 cents and "United States of America." This side also retains Schlag's original design, although minor modifications have been made over the decades to improve detail and relief regarding its material composition. The 1994 Jefferson Nickel is made of a cupronickel alloy, 75% copper, and 25% nickel, which gives the coin its silver-like appearance and durability. The coin has a weight of 5.00 grams, a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and a plain smooth edge. The 1994p Jefferson Nickel is not considered rare, as over 726 million of these coins were minted in Philadelphia. Because of its large mintage, it is widely circulated and typically only holds face value unless in uncirculated or proof condition. However, coins with unusual mint errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or planchette errors can command higher premiums among collectors. The mention of Republic and Lagerfeuille hints at a symbolic or artistic fusion, possibly inspired by Pierre Rodier Lagerfeuille, a French coin engraver known for designing euro coins and medals. Though he did not design American coins, incorporating these elements into the description may signify a broader philosophical or aesthetic parallel between the U.S. values liberty, unity, trust, and those of the French Republic Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité. Philosophically, the Jefferson Nickel stands as a testament to American democratic ideals, rational Enlightenment thought, and personal liberty values. Jefferson passionately advocated by circulating his image on currency. The U.S. honors the enduring influence of his vision. The mottos and images reflect national pride, unity, and remembrance of history. The nickel is not just a medium of exchange, but a miniature canvas of national identity. In summary, the 1994p Jefferson Nickel is a small yet powerful emblem of American heritage. Its design pays homage to the legacy of Thomas Jefferson and the architectural beauty of Monticello, while the inscriptions convey the country's foundational principles. Though common in circulation, its deeper meaning lies in its role as a cultural artifact blending art, history, ideology, and economics into a single, compact symbol that millions handle every day. The mention of French Republican values and European artistic influence gives an even richer philosophical lens to appreciate this humble 5-cent coin. The next up, top 3, the 1994D Jefferson Nickel is a 5-cent coin minted by the United States Mint, featuring the classic and iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. On its obverse front, the coin bears the inscriptions "In God We Trust" on the left and "Liberty" along with the mint year 1994, followed by the mint mark D, which stands for the Denver Mint, one of the major minting facilities of the U.S. Located at the base of Jefferson's neckline, the D mint mark distinguishes this coin from those produced in Philadelphia or San Francisco. The obverse image was originally designed by Felix Schlag, a German-born American sculptor, whose work won a competition in 1938 to commemorate Jefferson's legacy. Jefferson's profile is crisp and noble, capturing his statesman-like appearance and Enlightenment ideals. The reverse back of the 1994D Jefferson Nickel features an image of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. Designed in neoclassical style and considered an architectural masterpiece, the word Monticello is prominently displayed underneath the depiction of the building. Above Monticello is the Latin motto "E pluribus unum," meaning out of many, one, symbolizing the unity of the states into a single nation. Below the image are the denomination 5 cents and the inscription "United States of America." The design reflects not only American federal ideals, but also a deep respect for knowledge, architecture, and Jefferson's personal philosophies. Though this coin does not actually bear the French motto Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, the ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity are indeed spiritually aligned with Jeffersonian thought and the Age of Enlightenment that influenced both American and French revolutions. The 1994D nickel was struck during a time of relative stability in American coinage. It is made of a cupronickel composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a weight of 5.00 grams and a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. There were over 500 million of these coins minted in Denver alone, making them common in circulation, but still of interest to collectors when found in high-grade condition or with full details, especially on Monticello's steps, referred to as full steps by numismatists. A coin with full steps indicates a strong strike and excellent preservation, often commanding a premium price in the collector's market. In terms of historical significance, the Jefferson nickel has remained a staple of American currency for over 80 years, symbolizing not only Thomas Jefferson himself, but also the values of reason, freedom, and civic responsibility. Although not traditionally marked with any European motto like Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, the comparison arises from the shared revolutionary values of the U.S. and France, both of which Jefferson had a hand in shaping. He served as minister to France during a critical period leading up to the French Revolution and maintained close ties with French intellectuals. The artistic and ideological connection to Republic and French engraver Pierre Lagerfeld mentioned in your message does not directly apply to this U.S. coin. Lagerfeld is known for his work with the Monnaie de Paris, particularly on French coins and Euro designs, not American issues. However, the philosophical overlap, especially the universal humanistic ideals embraced by Enlightenment thinkers on both sides of the Atlantic, creates an interesting symbolic bridge between these nations and their coinage traditions. In conclusion, the 1994 Jefferson nickel stands as more than just a piece of metal. It is a miniature monument to American heritage, representing democracy, historical memory, and a vision of progress. Whether found in pocket change or preserved in a collector's album, each of these coins carries with it the enduring legacy of Thomas Jefferson's intellect and America's commitment to the foundational ideals of liberty and unity. The next up top for the 1996 Jefferson nickel is a small yet historically rich coin that reflects the economic, political, and cultural symbolism of the United States. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. This design was created by sculptor Felix Schlag, whose initials were added to the coin in later years. The coin is inscribed with the word liberty written in Jefferson's own handwriting, followed by the national motto "In God We Trust." The date 1996 and the mint mark D indicating the Denver Mint are also featured. The presence of these inscriptions connects the coin not only to American foundational ideals of liberty and faith, but also to a long-standing tradition of honoring historical figures through currency. The addition of the motto E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one, on the reverse further emphasizes national unity from diversity, a concept crucial to American identity. The reverse of the 1996 Jefferson nickel displays a highly detailed rendering of Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia estate. This architectural structure is a powerful symbol of Jefferson's intellect, influence, and role in shaping early American democratic ideals. The word Monticello appears beneath the image, while above it are the inscriptions United States of America and the denomination 5 cents. These elements combine to form a narrative that links America's monetary system to its heritage. The nickel's physical specifications include a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a diameter of 21.1 millimeters, and a weight of 5 grams, making it durable for everyday use while also accessible to collectors and historians alike. In the context of broader philosophical and political ideologies, the fictional or thematic addition of liberty, égalité, fraternité, and the French word republic may suggest an imagined or symbolic alignment with French revolutionary ideals, liberty, equality, and fraternity, values that Jefferson himself admired during his time as U.S. Minister to France. The fictional attribution of the name Lagerfeld, perhaps invoking the style of a French engraver or a blending of Franco-American ideals, adds an artistic and philosophical layer to the coin's interpretation, even though it does not appear on the actual currency. This creative embellishment can be seen as a nod to the Enlightenment principles shared by both American and French republics. Through these symbolic references, the coin becomes not just a medium of exchange, but a miniature canvas of historical memory and ideological heritage. The 1996 Jefferson nickel also holds significance for collectors. While it is common in circulation, its value can vary based on condition and strike quality. Coins in mint state, particularly those graded MS65 or higher, can be of interest to numismatists, especially if they show full steps on Monticello indicating a well-struck reverse. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins, yet only a fraction remain in pristine condition. For enthusiasts, the Jefferson Nickel series also marks a continuity of design that lasted from 1938 to 2003 before the Westward Journey series began. This continuity makes the 1996 D nickel part of a larger narrative arc in American coinage history, bridging the 20th and 21st centuries. Ultimately, this small coin is a rich tapestry of national identity, artistic vision, historical memory, and ideological symbolism carried in the pockets of millions but echoing centuries of thought. The next up top 5, the 2002 Jefferson Nickel, is a small but significant artifact of modern American numismatics, embodying not only the foundational ideals of the United States, but also reflecting subtle cultural overlays struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 2002. This 5-cent coin is part of the long-running Jefferson Nickel series, which began in 1938. The obverse front of the coin prominently features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The word liberty, stylized in Jefferson's own handwriting, is inscribed to the right of his image, followed by the year 2002 and the mint mark P for Philadelphia. Above Jefferson's head is the national motto, "In God We Trust," a reminder of the spiritual values historically associated with American identity. The reverse back of the coin showcases Jefferson's beloved home, Monticello, a neoclassical estate he designed himself. Above Monticello is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, a tribute to the unity among diverse states and peoples in the Republic. Below the depiction of the building, the coin is inscribed with its denomination, 5 cents, and the issuing country, United States of America. The architectural rendering of Monticello has been featured on the nickel for decades and is revered for its elegant precision. Your inclusion of the phrase liberté, égalité, fraternité, and references such as Republic and La Griffoule seem to reflect a symbolic or artistic blending of French revolutionary ideals with American coinage, though these elements are not officially part of the coin. The phrase liberté, égalité, fraternité translates to liberty, equality, fraternity, the national motto of France, born from the Enlightenment period that heavily influenced both the American and French revolutions. It's plausible that someone seeing these words on or near the coin, perhaps in artwork, re-engraved versions, or altered motifs, is drawing a philosophical parallel between French and American democratic values. The name La Griffoule may be referencing a French medalist or artist, potentially imagined in this context or included in custom or fantasy coinage representations. From a numismatic standpoint, the 2002 Jefferson Nickel was struck in large quantities, over 800 million pieces, which means it is generally common in circulation and has a face value of 5 cents unless preserved in uncirculated or proof condition. Coins in mint state, especially MS65 or higher mint state 65/70th scale, can command modest premiums among collectors. Some coin enthusiasts also seek variations, such as die cracks, misstrikes, or full steps on Monticello, which refers to the sharpness of the steps on the building's depiction, which can increase value. Symbolically, the coin serves as a microcosm of American ideals: individual liberty, faith, unity in diversity, and respect for the past. It ties together Jefferson's legacy, Enlightenment philosophy, and the continuing narrative of a republic built on democratic principles. When viewed through a more artistic or philosophical lens that includes European revolutionary ideas like those of France, the coin transforms into more than just currency. It becomes a bridge between two revolutionary republics that altered the course of global politics. Thus, the 2002 Jefferson Nickel is both a utilitarian object and a miniature monument to Enlightenment values shared across nations and centuries. The next up top 6, the 1984 D Jefferson Nickel, is a 5-cent coin minted by the United States Mint at the Denver Mint. The obverse front of the coin bears the familiar image of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. This image has been featured on the U.S. nickel since 1938, designed by Felix Schlag, a German-American sculptor. The Jefferson Nickel represents not only the nation's founding ideals, but also an enduring commitment to liberty, equality, and fraternity values that parallel both American and Enlightenment democratic principles. Interestingly, the phrase liberty, equalite, fraternity is not officially part of U.S. coinage, but appears here metaphorically, perhaps symbolizing shared values between the American and French revolutions. The 1984D nickel is made of a 75% copper and 25% nickel alloy, giving it a silvery appearance and a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. The D mint mark just to the right of Jefferson's bust indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the primary production facilities for U.S. coinage. The obverse also includes the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," followed by the date 1984. Jefferson faces left, a design choice that was retained through various iterations until the 2004-2006 Westward Journey Nickel series brought temporary changes. The reverse back of the coin features Jefferson's estate, Monticello, a neoclassical mansion located in Virginia and designed by Jefferson himself. Above the image is the Latin phrase "E pluribus unum," meaning "out of many," a motto highlighting the unity of the United States despite its diverse origins. Below Monticello is inscribed Monticello, followed by 5 cents and United States of America. This classic reverse design remained largely unchanged until 2004 and again returned in 2006 with modernized elements. The 1984D Jefferson Nickel is part of a broader narrative of American coinage in the late 20th century, marked by high production volumes and stable design. Over 543 million nickels were minted in Denver that year, making it a common coin in circulation. As such, unless it is in pristine uncirculated condition MS65 or higher, or features a rare mint error such as a double die, off-center strike, or full steps on Monticello, it typically holds only its face value in the collector market. However, certain examples with full steps, sharply struck steps on Monticello can be more desirable among numismatists and may fetch $10, $50, or more depending on grade and appeal. From a symbolic and philosophical perspective, the Jefferson Nickel of 1984 subtly reflects the deep cultural foundations of the U.S. Republic: liberty, national unity, faith, and historical memory. The coin's connection to Jefferson embodies Enlightenment values, intellectual pursuit, and democratic governance. The appearance of phrases like "E pluribus unum" and "In God We Trust" intertwines civic republicanism with spiritual faith, forming a cohesive representation of American identity on a small, everyday object. The name Lagerfeuille mentioned may be a misreading or a poetic overlay. No U.S. mint engraver by that name is historically tied to the 1984 nickel. However, if one interprets the term metaphorically or symbolically, it could allude to European roots or the influence of classical and Enlightenment thought on American symbols. In conclusion, the 1984D Jefferson Nickel is more than just a coin. It is a tangible emblem of American heritage. Its design preserves the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, while the inscriptions echo values cherished in both American and European revolutions. Though it is not rare in terms of mintage, its significance lies in what it represents: the enduring ideals of liberty, unity, and national identity carried in the pockets of everyday citizens. Collectors and historians alike appreciate its design and historical continuity, ensuring that even a small 5-cent piece continues to tell a great American story. The next up, top 7. The 1998D Jefferson Nickel is a 5-cent coin minted by the United States Mint and is part of a long-standing series dedicated to honoring Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The coin bears a number of visual and symbolic elements, some of which are standard to U.S. coinage, and others that seem to reflect broader philosophical or international values, such as the inclusion of liberté, égalité, fraternité, the national motto of France, which is not standard on official U.S. coins, suggesting either artistic, commemorative, or thematic inspiration from French revolutionary ideals, or a stylized representation. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D-Mint mark, and is part of the Jefferson Nickel series, which began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. On the obverse front side of the coin, you will find a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, sculpted by artist Felix Schlag, who won a national design competition for the nickel in the late 1930s. Around the edge of the coin are the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," the U.S. national motto, placed prominently to the left of Jefferson's profile. Liberty in script to the right, which is derived from Jefferson's own handwriting. And the year 1998 followed by the D-Mint mark. The portrait is stately and reflects Jefferson's significant role in shaping American democratic ideals, including his contributions to religious freedom, educational reform, and the Louisiana Purchase. The reverse backside of the 1998 Jefferson Nickel features an image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic estate near Charlottesville, Virginia. This architectural depiction is detailed and symmetrical, with the building's columns and dome rendered crisply. Above the image of Monticello is the Latin phrase "E pluribus unum out of many, one," which is a foundational motto of the United States, representing unity in diversity across the individual states and peoples of the nation. Below the building, the inscriptions read Monticello, the name of the estate, 5 cents, denoting the coin's denomination, and United States of America, identifying the issuing country. What makes the phrasing Liberty Eaglite fraternate on the coin intriguing is that it is the motto of the French Republic and embodies the principles of liberty, equality, and brotherhood. Its inclusion here is unusual for official U.S. coinage and may suggest that the coin you are examining is a novelty item, artistically altered piece, or simply inspired by both American and French revolutionary values, especially as both Jefferson and Lafayette were active in their respective revolutions and remained close allies. Jefferson even served as the American minister to France in the late 18th century and was deeply influenced by Enlightenment philosophy, including the same ideals expressed in that motto. The name Lagerfeuille does not appear on official U.S. coinage either and is likely associated with Jean-Claude Lagerfeuille, a French medalist and engraver known for his work with coins and medals, often in international or commemorative contexts. His style may have influenced a design or token resembling the Jefferson Nickel, or the coin may be an artistic or symbolic fusion made for collectors, blending American and French values from a historical and numismatic perspective. Standard 1998 D Jefferson nickels are made of a 75% copper and 25% nickel alloy, have a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and a mass of 5 grams. Their mintage that year exceeded 900 million, making them very common in circulation, and typically worth face value unless in uncirculated, proof, or error condition. However, if your coin includes these French and stylistic elements, it may fall outside standard mint issues and could be a commemorative fantasy piece or privately minted token. Overall, the 1998 D Jefferson Nickel Standard or Stylized serves as a small metallic tribute to American Enlightenment values, democratic principles, and the legacy of a founding father. The potential inclusion of French symbolism enhances the coin's narrative with layers of philosophical and revolutionary meaning, reflecting shared transatlantic ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity, whether viewed as legal tender, artistic statement, or collector's item. It invites admiration of both its historical resonance and symbolic depth. The next up top 8, the 1989 P. Jefferson Nickel is a United States 5-cent coin bearing the legacy of American history, idealism, and numismatic tradition. On its surface, it merges patriotic themes, historical symbolism, and classical design elements, while the presence of French revolutionary ideals such as liberty, eaglite, fraternate alongside American mottos like "In God We Trust" and "E pluribus unum" creates a fascinating bridge between global and American democratic values. Issued by the U.S. Mint at the Philadelphia facility as denoted by the P mint mark, the 1989 Jefferson Nickel remains a circulating coin that is both collectible and commonly found in pocket change. Its obverse front design, crafted by sculptor Felix Schlag in 1938, features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and primary author of the Declaration of Independence. Schlag's design was selected in a national competition and has since become one of the longest-running designs in American coinage history. Surrounding Jefferson's profile, the words "In God We Trust" appear prominently on the left side, while Liberty and the year 1989 are inscribed to the right, accompanied by the small letter P to signify its mint origin. The presence of the phrase Liberty, Eaglite, Fraternit, although not an official motto of the United States, suggests either a symbolic association or external influence, possibly referring to a token, fantasy piece, or commemorative representation inspired by Franco-American relations or broader ideological ties. This phrase, rooted in the French Revolution, mirrors the Enlightenment values that also shaped early American political philosophy. On the reverse side, we find a depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's neoclassical estate in Virginia. It is elegantly detailed with the name Monticello inscribed beneath the building. Above Monticello is the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, symbolizing the unity of the U.S. states. Below Monticello are the words 5 cents and United States of America, indicating the coin's denomination and country of origin. The coin is made primarily from a cupronickel composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silvery appearance. It weighs 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters with a smooth, plain edge. Over 600 million Jefferson nickels were minted in Philadelphia in 1989, making it a common coin in circulation, though pristine uncirculated examples, or those in high-grade proof condition, are of more interest to collectors. The designer, Felix Schlag, initially submitted a Monticello reverse that was altered significantly by mint engravers, yet it still honors his vision. Schlag's signature was later added to the obverse in modern commemorative issues. The coin does not depict French Republic insignia or the name Lagerfeuille officially. The mention of Republic and Lagerfeuille may refer to an error, a fantasy or novelty coin, or perhaps an artistic homage blending both U.S. and French symbolism. Pierre Rodier Lagerfeuille is not associated with U.S. mint engravings, but the name might suggest a non-standard or unofficial strike dot in numismatic circles. Interest in a 1989 P. Jefferson nickel typically centers on condition, stripe quality, and errors. Collectors seek full steps on the Monticello reverse sharp. Uninterrupted lines on the building's step switch are rare and command higher value. Coins with doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, or misaligned dies may also be of interest and bring premiums beyond face value. A circulated example is generally worth only its face value unless it has significant collectible features. For context, 1989 was a year of global change, the fall of the Berlin Wall, the beginning of the end of the Cold War, and Jefferson's ideals about liberty and governance resonate deeply with the era's movements toward freedom and democracy. As such, owning a coin from that time can evoke a broader historical consciousness, not only of U.S. history but of the interconnected world of ideals. In summary, the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel is more than a simple monetary instrument. It's a miniature monument to American founding principles, Jeffersonian architecture, Enlightenment thought, and the enduring power of liberty. While common in mintage, it holds historical, symbolic, and collector value depending on context and condition. The overlay of French mottos or references such as Lagerfeuille may reflect artistic or commemorative interpretations rather than official mint design. And these variations open intriguing discussions on cultural exchange, symbolism, and the shared revolutionary heritage between nations.